Pixel art in games is more than just a tribute to retro aesthetics. Over the past few decades, it has evolved into a fully-fledged art style. Today, it's a form where every detail is meticulously crafted and atmosphere emerges from minimalism. Pixel games have the power to surprise, not only with their mechanics or storytelling, but also with how they look. In this video, we'll talk about the most stylish pixel art games of all time. Not all of them were hits, not all received perfect reviews, and not every one of them captured a wide audience. But they all have one thing in common, a memorable visual style that grabs you from the very first frame and stays with you long after. I'll start with Sons of Valhalla. Is a pixel art blend of action and strategy with base-building elements set in the Viking Age. You play as a warrior seeking revenge against a jarl who burned down his village and kidnapped his beloved. Gameplay involves gathering resources, constructing and upgrading buildings, recruiting warriors, and besieging enemy fortresses. However, some players feel that the strategic elements and mission variety could be more deeply developed. Nevertheless, the game offers atmospheric pixel art and an engaging setting for fans of the genre. Doloc Town. This is a post-apocalyptic farming simulator. The game takes place in a community that emerged after a global catastrophe, where residents live in trailers and shipping containers. Your task is to grow crops and provide food for all the inhabitants. Prepared food is delivered using a drone, while other residents contribute by cooking, fishing, and building infrastructure. The game offers the opportunity to explore the surroundings, upgrade your farm, and interact with neighbors to learn their stories. Yes, Your Grace 2, Snowfall, a continuation of the unique kingdom management simulator inspired by Slavic folklore. Once again, the player takes on the role of King Eric, who must make difficult decisions, manage resources, and ensure the well-being of his people amid a harsh winter and political intrigue. The game features improved management mechanics. You can now hire agents with unique skills, send them on various missions, and respond to petitions from your subjects, each decision affecting the course of the story. Despite some technical shortcomings and limited narrative branching, the game offers a compelling experience for fans of strategy and role-playing games. Abbey. This is a cozy pixel art simulator where you manage a medieval monastery specializing in brewing beer. You'll develop the abbey, hire monks, and create your own unique recipes by experimenting with ingredients. Each beer you produce is a creative endeavor that affects demand, profit, and the monastery's reputation. The production process requires balancing the economy, the monks' morale, and the quality of the beverages. At the same time, you'll trade with neighbors, deal with unpredictable events like inspector visits or poor harvests, and expand the monastery's facilities. The Iron Oath. This is a tactical RPG that captivates with its deep combat system and thoughtful mercenary management. The focus is on turn-based combat, where players must consider mobility and tactical decisions on the battlefield. The game features many character classes, each with its unique abilities. Beyond the combat system, the game offers exploration of procedurally generated dungeons and an open world where every move counts, whether traveling between cities or completing contracts to fund your army. SANABI is a dynamic pixel platformer that immerses players in a dark cyberpunk world. The protagonist, a former soldier with a chain hook for an arm, fights against the mysterious SANABI organization in a desolate megacity. The game stands out with its unique style, engaging gameplay, and well-thought-out level design. The grappling hook is a key mechanic that provides thrilling platforming and combat experiences. Despite minor flaws, the game impresses with its captivating storyline, atmosphere, and excellent music, making SANABI a worthy representative of its genre. Blasphemous 2 is a continuation of the original game that builds upon its strengths while introducing new elements. Set in a dark and intricate world inspired by Spanish art and culture, the game retains its signature challenging platforming and combat mechanics. Players once again take on the role of the Penitent One, navigating through beautifully grim environments filled with grotesque and imaginative designs. The sequel introduces new weapons and abilities, allowing for more varied combat strategies and deeper exploration. The game's narrative remains rich and enigmatic, with plenty of lore to uncover through interactions with NPCs and exploration of its detailed environments. The addition of new weapons, such as a flail and a massive sword, adds variety to the combat system, making encounters feel fresh and dynamic. Blasphemous 2 also features improved graphics and smoother gameplay, enhancing the overall experience while staying true to the dark and haunting atmosphere that fans of the original loved. Rain World offers a unique and challenging experience in a desolate, beautifully crafted world where survival is key. Players take on the role of a vulnerable creature known as a slugcat, navigating a harsh ecosystem filled with predators and environmental hazards. The game emphasizes exploration and adaptability, with its complex AI-driven creatures and dynamic weather systems that create an unpredictable and immersive experience. The visual design is stunning, featuring hand-drawn animations and atmospheric landscapes that enhance the sense of isolation and struggle for survival. The world of Rain World is both haunting and mesmerizing, inviting players to delve deeper into its mysteries while constantly pushing them to their limits. Hyper Light Drifter is a visually stunning action-adventure game that captivates players with its striking pixel art and atmospheric soundtrack. Set in a mysterious and decaying world, the game follows a drifter afflicted with a terminal illness, exploring ancient ruins and battling fierce enemies to uncover the secrets of a forgotten civilization. The gameplay is reminiscent of classic 16-bit titles, combining tight, responsive controls with challenging combat and intricate level design. Players must master a variety of weapons and abilities to survive and progress, with each encounter demanding precision and strategy. The game's narrative is conveyed through environmental storytelling and cryptic visual cues, eschewing traditional dialogue or text. This minimalist approach to storytelling enhances the sense of mystery and encourages players to piece together the lore on their own. Hyper Light Drifter's world is rich with hidden secrets and optional challenges, rewarding exploration and curiosity. Kingdom Two Crowns. The game continues the successful series with a unique blend of microstrategy and side-view kingdom management. Players take on the role of a monarch who travels through their lands, hires citizens, builds structures, and defends against nightly monster attacks. A distinctive feature is the use of gold as the primary resource and element of health. The game impresses with its visual aesthetics and design, despite occasional moments when the controls may feel insufficient. It successfully balances simplicity and complexity, increasing challenges with each new island. Additionally, the variety of game modes adds new possibilities and freshness to the gameplay. Tales Noir is a captivating narrative-driven adventure set in a dystopian world of anthropomorphic animals. The game features Howard Loader, a raccoon detective navigating the crime-ridden streets of a noir-inspired Vancouver. The game initially engages players with its rich storytelling, intricate pixel art visuals, and a hauntingly atmospheric soundtrack. As Howard, players unravel a mystery involving a missing person case, which soon spirals into uncovering deeper societal issues and secrets within the animal kingdom. Despite its strong start, the latter part of the game shifts into more surreal and abstract themes, which may not resonate with all players. The gameplay focuses heavily on exploration and dialogue, with some light puzzle-solving elements, but lacks in substantial interactivity and gameplay depth. Tales of the Neon Sea is an adventure indie game with a cyberpunk detective theme. The game is set in a future where humans and robots coexist after a war. Players follow Rex, a private detective, on his quest to catch a serial killer named Noah. Gameplay primarily revolves around solving intricate puzzles, gathering clues, and exploring a richly designed pixel art world. The narrative unfolds through notes and dialogues, immersing players in a compelling story filled with mystery and robotic intrigue. Erra, Exordium is a pixelated 2D action game in a dieselpunk setting. The game can be perceived as a kind of 2D Souls, as ammo and resources are very limited, and some enemies can kill the protagonist with almost one blow. You play as a hero whose consciousness has been transferred into a mechanical shell, and you have to find out what is really behind the apocalypse that destroyed the world. Most of the time, our protagonist will walk around the neighborhood, collecting useful items and supplies, and cleverly fight with angry cars. Potion Permit stands out as an enchanting life simulation game with a focus on alchemy and village life. The game invites players to take on the role of a chemist sent to a remote village plagued by distrust towards outsiders. The game's premise revolves around crafting potions, diagnosing and treating villagers' ailments, and gathering resources from the environment. The crafting system is particularly engaging, requiring players to fit ingredients into specific patterns, adding depth to the potion-making process. The game also features combat, which, although not the main focus, adds variety to the gameplay. The Survivalists, an adventure survival game set on a deserted island where the main characters have landed after a shipwreck. They must find fresh water and food, build a shelter, craft necessary tools, and also uncover the secrets of the island, which hides ancient ruins and dangerous natives deep in the jungle. The Survivalists will delight you with its well-thought-out gameplay, co-op mode, and the ability to tame monkeys. It's a fun and charming game where you can have a great time with friends. Stoneshard. While primarily a hardcore old-school turn-based RPG in an open world, Stoneshard places significant emphasis on survival mechanics. From the start, you are thrown into a grim, open fantasy world, left to face countless dangers on your own without any help or guidance. It's up to you to decide whether to immediately set up a shelter, try to gather the necessary survival items on your own, or steal them from someone else. Alternatively, you could venture into dark dungeons in search of treasure, but be prepared to find pain and suffering instead of untold riches. LakeSide, an indie city-building simulator where players create a city on a small Mediterranean island. The game combines familiar elements from other strategies, such as changing seasons and random events, with its own twist through limited building slots, requiring careful planning. Every construction has its consequences, and players must consider weather conditions, random events, and seasonal cycles, which can either benefit or harm the city. Additionally, LakeSide offers a variety of buildings, each of which can be adapted to the player's style. Songs of Conquest, a turn-based strategy game inspired by classics like Heroes of Might and Magic, but with unique mechanics and a distinctive visual style. Players control wielders who move across the map, explore the world, capture settlements, and engage in tactical battles. A key feature of the game is its magic system, based on essences that wielders collect from their armies and objects on the map. The game's story is unusual, built around 4 campaigns, each offering a unique perspective on the narrative. Instead of standard fantasy races, players encounter intriguing combinations. The game also includes a map editor, making it especially appealing for fans who enjoy creating their own scenarios. Sea of Stars. This is a vibrant RPG adventure inspired by classics like Chrono Trigger. The story revolves around 2 young warriors aiming to stop a villain using the powers of darkness. The turn-based combat system allows players to combine physical attacks and magical spells, while the live mana mechanic adds tactical depth. The retro-pixel visual style and rich storyline create a unique atmosphere. The game also offers many side activities, from fishing to cooking, and exploring vast locations rewards players with interesting discoveries and quests. In addition to the main quests, players can participate in minigames. Moonstone Island. This pixel game combines life simulation, role-playing, and card strategy genres. The main goal is to explore over 100 floating islands, where players can make friends, brew potions, collect spirits, and battle in card-based combat. Each island is unique and offers its own mysteries. The gameplay also includes elements of building, fishing, and romance. In addition to exploration, you can tame various spirits and use them to protect the islands. This game is perfect for those seeking something peaceful with RPG mechanics and an open world. Wandering Sword, an RPG focused on classic Chinese martial arts. The story centers on a swordsman caught in a feud, forced to learn ancient arts to become a true hero. The game offers a vast world with diverse regions, from dense forests to snow-covered mountains. Players can explore cities, battle enemies, and uncover the secrets of ancient martial arts schools, learning hundreds of techniques and skills. One of the key features is the cultivation system, which helps develop the character by unlocking meridians and passive skills. The gameplay includes both turn-based battles and the ability to explore the world and build relationships with various characters. Chained Echoes. This is an old-school RPG inspired by the classic JRPG genre. The story takes place in a fantasy world where your team of heroes must stop a war between three kingdoms. Dragons, magic, and piloted mechs coexist in this world, adding a unique atmosphere. The combat system is turn-based, dynamic, and requires a strategic approach. The visual style is reminiscent of 16-bit graphics, evoking a sense of classic games, while diverse locations, from desert plateaus to flooded cities, give a sense of a vast world. Eastward. This is an atmospheric adventure with RPG elements, boasting a deep story and stunning pixel art. The game takes place in a post-apocalyptic world where society is on the brink of extinction. The main characters, a taciturn miner and a mysterious girl, embark on a journey through this dangerous and mysterious world. The plot is filled with melancholy and incredibly touching moments, thanks to unique dialogues and the emotional connection between characters. Gameplay combines combat and puzzles. Players will switch between characters to solve various tasks, fight enemies, and explore breathtaking locations. Sun Haven, a role-playing farming simulator set in a medieval fantasy world where angels, mages, miners, and craftsmen coexist. However, there's no harmony among them, and the small town has fallen into decline. Players are tasked with leading the community, setting up complex production in the town, completing numerous quests, and upgrading their farm. The storyline spans 3 worlds, with each location offering quests and bosses to overcome. Players can choose from several races, including humans, elves, demons, and several animal races. There's also a co-op mode for up to 8 players. Little Witch in the Woods. This charming adventure game with pixel art lets players take on the role of a young witch in training in a magical forest. The story focuses on exploring a magical world, interacting with various characters, and completing tasks related to magic, potions, and resource gathering. One of the main mechanics is potion crafting and ingredient searching in the surrounding world. As players explore the forest, they will discover rare plants and magical creatures to enhance their witch skills and help the locals. Moonlighter. This is a shop management simulator with magical items, where you discover that running such a business is far from easy and can even be life-threatening. The catch is that you have to gather items for sale by venturing into dangerous dungeons. Thus, you'll need to balance exploring treacherous dungeons, fighting monsters, and managing your shop wisely to maximize profits. Gameplay consists of 2 main parts. During the day, you manage your shop, set prices for items, track demand, and accumulate money to upgrade your gear and shop. At night, you venture into dangerous, monster-filled dungeons to collect valuable resources. Each dungeon is procedurally generated. Graveyard Keeper. This game combines elements of simulation, resource management, and exploration with a dose of dark humor. You play as a character who unexpectedly finds himself in a medieval world, where he becomes a graveyard keeper. Your main tasks include not only maintaining the graves, but also building, trading, and completing various errands for the village residents. The game offers unconventional solutions, such as using bodies to create resources. Gameplay includes a variety of mechanics. Players can develop their graveyard, gather resources, explore dungeons, and engage in alchemy. The economic aspect is diverse, requiring a balance between time, costs, and profits. Additionally, the game includes crafting elements and moral choices. The Heroes Around Me. This is an atmospheric adventure game based on touching stories from everyday life. Set in the 1990s, the plot focuses on the childhood of a young girl who discovers heroism in the ordinary acts of people around her. One of the game's key features is its visual style, which combines pixel art and hand-drawn graphics to create a cozy and emotional atmosphere. Gameplay revolves around exploring the world, solving puzzles, and interacting with characters, each of whom brings their own unique story to the overall narrative. Bloomtown, A Different Story. A retro-style RPG inspired by Earthbound and Persona, A Different Story takes place in a small town where a group of teenagers begins noticing strange occurrences. Dark entities are kidnapping people. By day, the protagonists live normal lives, make friends, and complete quests. By night, they venture into an alternate reality to battle nightmares and uncover the town's hidden secrets. The game features turn-based combat with tactical elements and a monster capturing mechanic, allowing players to use their captured creatures in battle. It's a heartfelt and thrilling adventure about friendship, fears, and the fight against darkness. The Mageseeker, A League of Legends story. This is an action RPG from the developers of Moonlighter, set in the League of Legends universe. The game focuses on dynamic combat. In addition to melee weapons, the hero wields a magical chain and a wide array of spells. One of the most interesting mechanics is the ability to steal enemy powers for one-time use, making the combination of these elements a standout feature of the game. Traveler's Rest is a tavern simulator with elements of role-playing and resource management, where the player develops their own tavern, improves it, and interacts with visitors. In the game, it's not only important to serve customers food and drinks, but also to engage in farming, crafting, and alchemy to create your own unique goods. You can grow ingredients on a farm, brew your own beer, cook food, and even craft furniture to decorate your space. This creates a deep sense of involvement in the process and allows you to personalize your tavern to match your playstyle. The better your food and drinks, the more customers will come. Children of Morta is an action RPG with roguelike elements, where players immerse themselves in the story of a family protecting the sacred Mount Morta from dark corruption. The game stands out with its unique narrative, where each family member plays a crucial role, and each has their own abilities and combat style, from agile archers to powerful melee warriors. The core gameplay focuses on exploring randomly generated dungeons, which always offer a new set of enemies and traps. Story elements unfold as you progress. Children of Morta is not just about battles and loot, but also a story about unity, love, and sacrifices for the sake of family. Owlboy. This is an incredibly beautiful and atmospheric game with superb pixel art, possibly the best I've seen. Here you'll find engaging characters, an interesting storyline, subtle humor, and excellent musical accompaniment. The gameplay combines elements of Metroidvania, allowing you to use various weapons alongside your friends. The game is moderately challenging, although there are some frustrating moments and bosses that require a special approach. Fading Afternoon. An immersive beat 'em up with elements of shoot 'em up, Yakuza life simulation, and sandbox. Gameplay-wise, the game is a blend of two previous developer games and doesn't introduce anything particularly new. What truly sets this game apart is its attention to detail. I love the little things that don't affect gameplay but increase immersion in the game world. Lighting a cigarette, putting on glasses, or opening an umbrella when it starts raining. Combing your hair, shaving, or draping a jacket over your shoulder. All these possibilities exist in this game. Also worth mentioning is the non-linearity of the story. There are plenty of opportunities to turn somewhere and change the plot. And in the open world, you can do almost anything you want. Kingdom 80s takes you on a nostalgic pixel art journey through a retro-futuristic vision of the 1980s. As a group of brave teens, you must defend your small town from mysterious threats. The game blends tower defense and resource management with a heavy dose of 80s pop culture flair, giving you a mix of arcade-style action and strategic depth. Every decision, whether to build, explore, or defend, has lasting consequences as you fight to save your town. What makes Kingdom 80s stand out is the way it taps into the charm of the era. From neon-lit streets to classic 8-bit soundtracks, the game nails the retro vibe while introducing sci-fi elements like strange machines and otherworldly enemies. The pixel art graphics give it a charmingly old-school feel, and the strategic gameplay will have you balancing risk and reward. Lost Ruins. This Metroidvania blends action and survival elements in a magical, dark world. The main character, an amnesiac girl, finds herself in this mysterious place and must survive using available weapons, spells, and environmental resources. A key feature is the ability to interact with objects and elements, allowing players to wield the magical properties of water, fire, and ice in battles. For example, players can douse enemies in oil and ignite it for extra damage. The game's retro aesthetics pay homage to classic action platformers, while introducing RPG and exploration elements. You'll gather useful items, master magic, and adapt to various dangers. Drova: Forsaken Kin immerses players in a dark and brutal fantasy world inspired by Celtic mythology. This open-world RPG shuns traditional heroes in shining armor in favor of a ruthless struggle for survival. You play as a wanderer caught between two warring factions, an ancient tribe of druids and an industrial order bent on eradicating magic. Every decision you make shifts the balance of power, unlocking different story paths. The gameplay blends exploration, dynamic combat, and a morality system where your allegiance shapes both the narrative and your abilities. You can wield melee weapons or harness magical powers based on your chosen faction. The world is teeming with dangerous creatures, ancient rituals, and secrets that help uncover the true nature of the conflict. Dave the Diver. A perfect blend of deep-sea exploration, fishing, and restaurant management, Dave the Diver is one of the most unique RPGs of recent years. You play as a diver who spends his days exploring the ocean's depths and his nights running a sushi bar. The gameplay is an addictive mix of adventure and business simulation. Underwater, you'll hunt for rare fish, dodge dangerous sea creatures, and uncover lost treasures. At night, you'll craft sushi dishes, manage your restaurant, and build your reputation. The game's vibrant pixel art, smooth animations, and relaxing atmosphere make it an absolute joy to play. A Space for the Unbound. A sweltering 1990s Indonesian town, school uniforms, and a touch of mysticism, the backdrop for a deeply emotional journey. The story follows two high schoolers grappling with supernatural anomalies that begin to tear reality apart. You'll explore people's thoughts and dive into their subconscious like flipping through the pages of a book. The gameplay leans into classic adventure mechanics, exploring environments, solving light puzzles, and talking to NPCs. But the standout feature is the ability to dive into other characters' minds to uncover fears, secrets, and personal stories. It's heartfelt, surreal, and unafraid to touch on themes like anxiety, depression, and healing. Mercury Abbey. A detective adventure with horror elements, Mercury Abbey draws inspiration from classic Tintin-style comics and eerie Gothic tales. The story follows a journalist and his nephew as they visit an old abbey that conceals dark secrets. What starts as a simple investigation soon spirals into a nightmare as the protagonists encounter unexplainable events and terrifying visions. You'll explore detailed locations, solve intricate puzzles, and uncover a story that delicately balances between supernatural horror and logical reasoning. Until Then. A heartfelt pixel art drama, Until Then tells the story of a teenager living in an alternate version of the Philippines. The game combines visual novel elements with exploration, puzzles, and daily activities like attending school, hanging out with friends, and interacting on social media. However, Beneath the surface of everyday life, strange occurrences begin to unravel, and reality itself starts to crack. The game features cinematic pixel art, immersive animation, and deep storytelling, making it a standout indie experience that tackles themes of friendship, self-discovery, and the unknown. Hero's Adventure. This is a non-linear RPG where you are free to shape your destiny. Become a noble hero, a ruthless bandit, or a cunning politician. The game features a reputation system, complex dialogues, and branching quests, making each playthrough unique. NPCs react to your actions, the world changes based on your choices, and your decisions truly impact the story. With stylish pixel art graphics and a deep combat system, Road to Passion is one of the most distinctive RPGs in recent years. Touhou Mischi's Izakaya. This game is a mix of RPG and restaurant simulation, offering a unique experience where you manage a traditional Japanese eatery in a fantasy world. You play as a mystical harpy trying to run a business, cook delicious dishes, and serve customers while interacting with various characters. The game masterfully combines elements of management, cooking, and storytelling. You'll not only prepare meals but also learn the stories of your customers, find rare ingredients, and explore the world around you. The Oregon Trail is a historical adventure game in which the player takes on the role of a leader guiding a group of settlers. The story focuses on survival and making difficult decisions. The player must lead their group from Missouri to Oregon, facing numerous challenges such as disease, shortage of supplies, harsh weather conditions, and the dangers of the wilderness. Every decision, from choosing the route to managing resources, can affect the fate of the entire group. The game features various events that occur either randomly or based on the player's actions: bandit attacks, wagon breakdowns, river crossings, and campsite choices. Everhome is an atmospheric point-and-click adventure set on a mysterious island shrouded in fog and filled with enigmatic ruins. The gameplay centers around exploring the environment, interacting with objects and characters, and solving puzzles. Players can also engage in farming, growing crops, tending a garden, and customizing their home. A unique feature is the psychological response system. Certain locations and objects trigger flashbacks or emotional reactions in Hannah, unlocking new dialogue options or elements of the world. Pixel graphics can be simple, but these games have proven that art doesn't require millions of polygons. Just a few dozen pixels are enough to create a mood, a world, and a story that stay with us for a long time. The Image Game Channel was with you. Have a nice day.